your increases, you go ahead doing your increases. But for me, this is the last row of increase I am making. After this row, I will not make any increases again. I will just continue crocheting as long as I want my skirt to be, and that will be it. Okay, so I went ahead and did this band. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this and you can do this. I did 13 chains and 1 double crochet on each of the chains, and I continued with back loop double crochets all around. Okay, and so I went ahead and did the first row. I'll be working with double crochets. You can work with half double crochet if you want your stitches tighter. So I did 1 double crochet all around, all right, on each of the rows I did here. And so I did 1 double crochet all around my slip stitch. So from here you're just going to make chain 2. You can chain 3, but I'll chain 2, which stands at the first double crochet, and I'll continue working 1 double crochet on every chain. All right, and I'm working on size large to extra large. So I'll be making increases at the corner, okay, because the hips, there is for my hips, I'm just going to use my measurement, and for my hip area I'll be making increases until I have it large enough for my hip area, and then I'll continue down. So in total I'm going to make 18 rows of double crochets around. Okay, 18 rows of double crochets. So it depends on how long or short you want your skirt to be. All right, mind you, this is the first part of the skirt, and the second part is where we're going to introduce the clam stitch. All right, and walk you down if you want it long or short. All right, so go ahead. For me, I'll do 18 rows of double crochets. So I'll go ahead and work my double crochets, and let's meet at the 18th row. All right. Okay, so I'm going to start with the purple color. Wow, see how that correlates. This is really beautiful. I like it. Okay, I'm going to start right away with a clam stitch, and I'm going, for the beginning, I'm going to use a size 2 hook. You can use 2.5, but I'm going to use my size 2.5. I think it's 2.5. Don't name it 2.5, size 2. Anyway, it's a smaller hook, and I'm going to start here right away. All right, look at that. I'll insert my yarn. We can just go like this. If you want it more secured, you can really go into the 2 loops. All right, so I'll just use the 2 loops, and I'll go in, and I'll start right away. And I'm not doubling the yarn, remember, I'm using just 1 strand. So for the clam stitch, as you know, clam stitch is front post double crochet and shell stitch. That's 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, front post double crochet. Well, for the first line, we're not doing front post double crochet, because you cannot talk about front post double crochet without the initial double crochet. So for the first row, I'm doing double crochet, shell stitch, double crochet, shell stitch, and then for the second row we now start doing the front post double crochets, shell stitch, increases. So you make increases as much as you want. All right, so for this first part, I'm going to chain 3. Okay, so I'll work my first, don't worry about this, I'll weave it in. I'll work the first V stitch around here, or the shell stitch around here. Chain 1, another 2 double crochet in that same space. So that's our first clam. And the second, mind you, we are following this line. Second will now be here on this next part. Okay, so we have done the first here. Second will be somewhere around here. Since we are following this line, second will be here. We're going to do our double crochet. You can still do it inside this space here. The next, we're doing another clam stitch. The next clam stitch will be here. Don't worry that my yarn is too thin. While walking along the line is going to balance up. Please always come back to check that everything is aligned. All right, so I've done the second one here. The third will be around here. You don't want to give too much space, because at the end of the day you really want it full. You want your ruffles to be full, so you'll be around here and here. All right, double crochet. Please make sure you work on the areas where you marked. And the next is a clam stitch, which will be here. Is a shell stitch, sorry. So you see how that is going. From here you just be doing increases, but on the shell stitch. All right, you can do 2 rows or 3 rows of increase, and that's it. Okay, so go ahead and walk all around this pattern here. Just go ahead and walk around, and let's meet at the end, and then we'll do the same for the back, and you meet at the end to continue walking. Okay, so I'm done with the first row. As you can see, I've now mapped out my the skirts where I'll have to start doing the clam stitch going forward. So from here, after doing this, the second row, we're not making any increases. Do not make any increase. You just work the same as this first line. Like yeah, we start introducing now the front post double crochets. All right, yeah, we do not make any double crochet because we still the foundation. And the second row, we now do front post double crochet, 1 shell stitch, that is 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet in the chain 1 space, another front post double crochet, another shell stitch, another front post, all through, all round. You're just walking round. Okay, and now on the third row we're going to start making increases, and we're going to make increases for about 2 or 3 rows, depending on how how vast you want your ruffles to be, or how dense you want your ruffles to be, pardon. So yeah, from the third row we now make increases. So I'm going to work my second row, and we meet at the third row, so that I'll show you how to do the increases, and from there you just continue walking all through until you have it as long as you want. Okay, so but this is a main part where most people do not understand. All right, this foundation. Thank you. Okay, so I'm almost at the end of this row. So I'm done with this row, and now for the next row, which is row 4, we're going to go round without increase. If you like, you can make your increase here, and we're going to change this color to a next color. Excuse. So we'll skip this first chain, and then the next we're going to make a double crochet in the next. Remember, this row we are making increases, all right? The next and the next, and we're going to work our shell stitch. So the previous one we did an increase here, we skip one, and we did one increase here. We had 3, okay, and the next row no increase, and we ended up with 5. 1 2 3 plus this 2, all right, the shell stitch. And now this row we're making increases, so we skip the first one and we make 1 2 3 4, okay, and then we do our shell stitch, and so on and so forth. And the next row will not be making any increases. The next row will have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So if you want to continue doing your increases, you go ahead doing your increases, but for me this is the last row of increase I am making. After this row I will not make any increases again. I will just continue crocheting as long as I want my skirt to be, and that will be it. So guys, from here you already have an idea of what to do. Yeah, so you just go ahead and continue crocheting.